Hi there. Today I'm going to tape a video from the lesson on Thursday, February 2nd, and it was all about vocabulary of a circle, and it's really important that you have this vocabulary down so that you won't be lost moving forward in this unit. So the first definition, we talked about what's so special about a circle, and we talked about the definition of a circle is a 2D figure where every point on a circle is equal distance from the center. And then from there, we started drawing pictures, and you can go through. I've already drawn them on this one, but it's okay. Diameter. The first thing that we had to draw here is the center of the circle. So, and the center is the point inside the circle that every point on the circle is equal distance from. So I wasn't very accurate. You know, there was an accurate way to do this, and we did that with our paper plates in class last unit. But the center, and I labeled it C, and so that is point C. So the center is a point, and it's going to be labeled. And we also designate the circle C, by the center of the circle. So after I have the center, I draw a point that, or a line segment that endpoints are on the circle that goes through the center. And this is called a diameter. And notice that I labeled the diameter with a line segment above because it stops. It is actually a line segment. And I label it with its endpoints A, B. Now I know C is on that line segment, but I don't include C. I just need 2 points, and I include the 2 endpoints to name it. The next one we move forward to is a radius. And again, it's a line segment, and we drew it from C to D. And it begins at the center and ends on the circle. So its endpoints are the center and on the circle. Now here we have 3 radii. The first one here is the line segment CD. So again, I put a line segment above the 2 endpoints, which are CD. And then I also have AC, and I also have CB. And we talked about that all of these radii have the center point C in their symbols, and that will always be the case because one of the endpoints will be C, center. Okay, so our next step is we move forward to chord, and chord is just a line segment with both endpoints on the circle. So in this case, I have drawn it and I've labeled one endpoint E and one endpoint F, and so that is a chord EF. Now, the diameter is also a chord here, so I can include this in my symbols, but you also need to note that by telling me that AB is a chord doesn't also mean it's a diameter, but by definition, if I know that AB is a diameter, it is also a chord. Now also we have a chord here, and it's drawn from our secant line that we're about to draw, but if I put a line segment above it, it would be line segment GB, and that is also a chord. But it's also the secant that I drew, and a secant is just a line, notice it has arrows on the ends, that goes through the circle at 2 points. So it intersects the circle at 2 points. And so we would write this by saying the 2 points on the circle, it can be any 2 points on the circle, and on the line, excuse me, any 2 points on the line, and it's designated with arrows on the end of the line. The next one is tangent. So I have chosen to draw a line that's tangent to the circle at the point of tangency A. So a point of tangency would just be point A here, and it's a line, and I had to add another point to the line because I need 2 points on the line to designate it as a line, and it has a line with an arrows on either side. So that's kind of the first page that we went through. And we went through and we labeled these. C is a center, line segment AB is a radius, that is the diameter, line segment DE is a diameter, this is a chord, FG, line HI is a secant because it intersects at 2 points, and JK is a tangent, and point J is the point of tangency. Okay, and so then we went on to label secants, and so we have secants are lines and designated by 2 variables, so that's line XT, and that's the only secant we have. We only have one diameter, and that's YS, and it's a line segment, so it has a line segment above it. The center, we have one, and it's point Z. The chord, there are several chords here, and the first chord that I'm going to mention is VU. I also have the diameter as a chord. And then also part of the secant here is a chord, and I indicate that by XY. Oh, excuse me, XT. So that kind of, because it has a line segment above it, it tells me it's the chord that's part of the secant. So, and then I have a tangent line. Again, a tangent is a line, so that would be WR. And the radius, there are 3 radii here. I have ZX, and I put a line segment above it because it's a line segment, YZ, and ZS. And then a point of tangency, there's only one, and that is W. So that's kind of going through labeling those parts. The next step is what's so special about a circle. So we talked about different arcs and angles of a circle. So the first thing we discussed is a semicircle, and a semicircle is half of a circle, and it measures 180 degrees, and also it is formed by a diameter. So I need a straight edge, and I'm just going to draw a diameter, and it's formed by a diameter. And so I'm going to put that as point A, that is point B, and I'm going to label my center as C, and I'm going to put another point D up there. So it's formed by a diameter, and I would label it using a major arc because it's greater than or equal to 180 ADB. And that would indicate the top part. Now sometimes you will see that it's labeled like arc AB, so that would indicate that it's this side without ADB. Okay, major arc. It's part of the circumference that's greater of circumference because it's an arc, and it's greater than or equal to 180 degrees. And it's designated with 3 symbols, and I'm going to pick a different one. I'm going to pick this part of the circle that forms at the bottom, and I'm going to say this is arc ABD. ABD. And I know it's ABD and the long way around from A to point D because of the fact that I've included B in my labeling. Now, AD would just be a minor arc, and that would be minor arc because it's less than 180 degrees. And again, it's part of the circumference. Part of circumference. Circumference. Okay. Then we talked about the central angle, and the central angle is an angle with a vertex at center, and it can be, we'll just make another angle, we'll draw a radius, and we'll say that's E, and it's angle ECB. And always, always, always the vertex has to be in the center when we're labeling it. So the next one that we talked about was an inscribed angle. An inscribed angle. And this is formed by 2 chords that intersect on the circle. 2 chords that intersect on the circle. So here we have, I'm going to label these F, G, and H. And I have angle F, G, and H. Angle F, G, and H. G is on the circle. So an angle with the vertex on the circle in that circle and intersects the circle twice. The circle twice. Okay, and notice the central angle also intersects the circle twice. Now we're going to talk about intercepted arc, and this is the arc that is intercepted. So basically, there's an intersection there, septed by an angle. Okay, different than just a minor arc or major arc. Like a minor arc here, well, all of these are intersected by an angle now. But a minor arc might be just formed by a chord. Like if I drew a chord here, and I would designate this as a minor arc versus an intercepted arc because it's not intercepted by an angle. But here, if you notice, this arc EB is an intercepted angle by the central angle. This arc FH is an intercepted arc by this inscribed angle. What else do we have? We have this arc here, GE, that's intercepted by this angle here, with the vertex in the middle of the circle. So that's the difference between an intercepted arc and maybe a minor or a major arc. So, and that'll be clearer on the next page. So moving on along here, we have arc AB as a minor arc. And notice arc AB, I'm talking about this portion of the circle. And then arc ABD is a major arc. And then this is what I was talking about. Arc AB here, instead of being called just a minor arc, it is an intercepted arc, because it's intercepted by a central angle or an inscribed angle or some sort of angle that's formed with the circle. Intercepted arc. ACD is the central angle. And then ADB is an inscribed angle. And BAD is a semicircle. Major arc, there's many. I'm going to just choose UYS. UYS, but there's others involved there. An inscribed angle here, I could choose SVW. SVW. There's also one at YSV, as long as the vertex of the angle is on the circle. Central angle, I have a couple here, UZY, angle UZY, or I have UZS. And an intercepted arc here, I could say arc YU, because it's the arc formed by the intersection of the central angle YZU. Semicircle, I have to label with 3, and that's, I could do YVS. There's many other ways to label that also. And then the last one here, a minor arc, and the one I'm going to choose is, I'm just going to choose arc VW. So that gives you an idea of the parts of a circle. So that's all for today.